Tenfold is a software solution for mid-market businesses that covers your A through Z of users and access management. Many processes like onboarding are very simple to do in Tenfold. The great thing is that you can delegate certain tasks away from IT staff and let managers and departments take care of matters directly instead. Thanks to Tenfold's intuitive user interface, no prior IT skills are required to carry out processes that are usually complex. When you create, modify, or delete users, Tenfold automatically assigns the necessary permissions to those users according to their jobs, departments, or locations. It also automatically revokes permissions again when they are no longer needed. Tenfold offers a wide variety of plugins through which you can connect it to systems like Active Directory, Microsoft 365, SAP, and many more. You can configure these plugins very simply in the browser. No programming skills are required. The plugins will create user accounts and mailboxes automatically in the target systems, as well as implement naming conventions for usernames and email addresses. They also assign groups and permissions automatically through interfaces. If you're dealing with a large number of users in a system, you can simply import the necessary joiner, mover, leaver, or JML data into Tenfold. This is a total game changer, as now everything is automated, and you no longer have to waste time on creating or deleting users manually. You can connect source systems like HR applications via file import or database queries. If a user needs a new IT privilege or access to a resource, they can submit a request for it through Tenfold's self-service portal. And you can control exactly which resources should be made available for the request in the portal. Even very complex items like permissions for file servers can be requested here. You can add comments to requests to explain the purpose, and you can include an optional expiry date for the permissions. The self-service interface is set up much like a shopping portal. You can request multiple resources in one go. Permissions with technically complex workflows are always presented in a way that is easy for users to grasp. If you add an expiry date to a permission, the permissions will only be granted temporarily. Workflows in Tenfold ensure that requests submitted by end users are not executed without first being reviewed. The decision as to whether the user should receive a permission or not lies in the hands of the appointed data owner. When a request has been made, Tenfold informs the associated data owner about it, who must then review the request and either approve or reject it. Once the workflow is completed and the request has been approved, Tenfold uses the associated plugin to implement the technical changes in the target system. A common example of this is assigning an Active Directory group to a user. IT privileges are subject to periodic user access reviews, a process we at Tenfold refer to as recertification. These reviews, which the system triggers at certain intervals, help data owners to remain in control of who has access to the data they are responsible for. If a privilege is no longer needed, the data owner can simply revoke it with one click to ensure the data is safe from unauthorized access. To make sure these reviews don't get out of hand, permissions that were assigned automatically by Tenfold do not have to be reviewed. Tenfold thoroughly documents every step and every change made as part of the access review, which is gold for both internal and external audits. Editing user data is equally as straightforward as creating new users is. When a user changes departments, for example, they automatically receive the privileges and resources they need for the new department and simultaneously lose the privileges for the old department. Tenfold manages user life cycles in life cycle phases. Parental leave, for example, is a common life cycle phase which you can set a start and end date for. Tenfold automatically modifies access to resources and permissions depending on how you have configured each phase. Tenfold provides an extensive range of reporting options. Being able to correctly analyze and evaluate the IT privileges that are currently active in your company is key to successful access management and to preventing data breaches. Reporting in Tenfold is very simple, as the application comes with numerous report templates. You can generate a report that shows you all the permissions a specific user currently has and had in the past. The report includes file server permissions as well as permissions in Exchange, Microsoft 365, and other applications like SAP. Tenfold's Pathfinder visualizes nested Active Directory groups, helping you spot potentially dangerous errors in the group structure, and thus to prevent data breaches. Managing and reporting on file server permissions can be a big challenge for admins. But with Tenfold, those challenges are easily overcome. Tenfold evaluates effective user permissions for file servers, Exchange, and SharePoint in the blink of an eye. It breaks down inheritances and nested groups so you can see right away who has access to sensitive data, and sets up new permissions automatically according to the AGDLP principle. Due to the increased use of cloud services like Microsoft 365, it has become even harder for admins to stay in control of IT privileges. But as Tenfold is also deeply integrated with Microsoft's key services such as Teams and SharePoint, it provides the same level of transparency in the cloud as it does for Microsoft's on-prem applications. File sharing in the cloud is one of the top causes for headaches among admins. Tenfold's approach to remedy those headaches is helping you identify sensitive files that have been shared by users outside their team or your organization. Tenfold is the leading access management solution for medium-sized businesses and government agencies. A powerful and sophisticated tool that protects your data against unauthorized access. Tenfold offers advanced identity management and access governance features, but remains easy to configure and quick to deploy. With Tenfold, users can take IT permissions into their own hands without having to worry about technical details. Tenfold. That's next-generation access management.